Greetings, you champions, you multiple times champions. I know I've lost count of the number of times we've won this thing, man. Champ, how are you?
Gimnati, Gimnati. Yeah, no, it feels great to be a champion again, man. This is for the seventh time being the champions, man.
No,
You,
no, no, no,
uh,
no, 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 no. You're wrong. You're wrong. You can't just say this is
in
the
a
seventh
row,
time. In a
in
row,
a
you
row.
must highlight
Yes,
that. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
in a row. So it feels so great, man. Like we even forgot about the CAF Champions League exit after beating Kaiser Chiefs last night, first day, man.
Yeah, no, man. But yeah, guys, before we lose track, we are bringing you the preview of our Nedbank Cup semi-final away to Stellenbosch on Sunday at the Danny Craven Stadium at 3 o'clock. A very exciting game between two quality sides, man. Now, to be honest, I'm not nervous at all. Man. I'm very, very excited going into this game. I think football will be played, man. They knocked us out of the tournament last season, so maybe we should return the favor, man. Yeah. But before we get into the preview, we can't ignore what happened during the week, man. We once again won the league championship, man. So we need it's a must to that we congratulate the boys, the players, man, the technical team, Coach Kulani, man, and everyone in the management and everyone involved at Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, man. What they these guys are continuously achieving, man. It's we can't take it as something that's normal. It's abnormal what this club is doing, man. So congratulations to the club, man, for bringing home the league championship, man. And you know the mentality at Sundowns, ne? Yesterday I realized oh, it's on another level. After the game, ne? Neo Mayema, Temiko's Lodge went live ne? On Instagram. You went to almost everyone who was in the dressing room, showing their faces. Ne? Went to everyone. And then the last person that I think he went to was Tato Santos, the biokinetic Yatlapa. So he went to him and Tato said, "Hey, the ice, I read the ice, I read the ice." And he was like, so that tells you, or even said Ragala Sunday, that tells you about the mentality. Tato, we've just won the league. Within an hour, he's already thinking about the next game, So yeah, man, big ups to the team, man. Man. Any message you'd like to pass, Raps?
Yeah, and I think we have to congratulate the team as a whole, the players, the technical team, the management, man. They've done very well. Winning a league, man, it's not an easy job, man. You have to be consistent throughout the season. And yeah, no, I'm glad even the new guys that joined us, they will have that the first time experience of
Mm.
winning the league, the likes of Tembi Lodge, man. And I hope there's still more to come, man. We still have Nedbank to play for. So I hope that us winning the league will motivate the guys to go all out and try to reach the finals of the Nedbank Cup, man.
Mm. I'm not sure if I mentioned Coach Gulani, man. Apologies if I didn't mention him on the list of the people that I congratulated for winning the league, man. If I did, apologies. Congratulations to Coach Gulani, man. What this guy is doing, man, is crazy, man. I always say we're the same age in Naliana, but you think of his achievements, man. Like it's crazy to think of this guy is doing all these things and he's still not over 40, man. Your thoughts on the game, Raps, the performance, it was sweet, man. Clinching it there, man. We spoke about it in the preview, man. Or winning it at FNB, man, against them, man. I didn't expect us to wallop them like that. But yeah, man, your thoughts?
I knew that we are going to win, but I never thought we'll beat Chiefs 5-1, man. I predicted 3-1, but we've scored more. I think first half, okay, we didn't play quite well. We were struggling in terms of getting behind them and creating goal scoring opportunities. But I think the red card had a huge impact in terms of how we play and also how it forced Kaizer Chiefs to play, man. I think we capitalized on that. We showed that they are one man down, and we took advantage of that, and I'm happy that we managed to exploit and do well, man. The second half performance, man, was very brilliant, man, and I'm happy with sometimes we need to uh, 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 be happy when the teams does well and congratulate the team as collectively. But I think when Rubero last night, man, against Kaizer Chiefs, man, was so brilliant, man. Like what he did FNB, man, he was dancing, man. It's like going to the neighbors. O fitlhe o bulele disabuba o etse lerate ka reng ke ha hao mono. So I think
O bule
the team is
di-fridge, o iketsetse, o je o ntshe palone, o e je e le jwalo, o sa e slice.
yeah, and I think the guys did very well, and even the guys that were introduced in the second half, Marcelo and the other guys that came second half, I think they maintained that standard. Yeah, the guys who started the game. So I'm happy with the performance as well as the results, man.
My man, but you know what, man? Let me start on the first half. I think we didn't know what to do after Chiefs got the red card. Coach Hulani always mentions this in most of his press conferences, where sometimes the players wait for him to come with the solutions, for him to show them this is what you need to do, And I feel like in the first half we had one of those moments, after that red card that they got. Like we did the simplest thing to do, which was to attack their left because they bought their right. They moved Mart, who's not a defender, to play right back. And so the easiest thing you think, no, Mart is the weak link. Let's attack into their right, and maybe something will come up from their right, But second half, I think what we did was exceptional, man. We literally had our knee on their neck, I'd love to put this Soto but it is gonna sound way too graphic. NangeSizulu futhi ngiyathanda ukuthi ngibe ngesizulu kodwa it is gonna sound way too graphic. Trying to explain what we did to them, And I think in the second half we started playing closer together, and then we started forming a lot of triangles that gave us a lot of options. We started moving as a unit, going forward. And the one thing that the master stroke from my side is that I believe we overloaded their strongest side, which was their strongest side defensively, which was their left. And as we overloaded that, we forced them to isolate their weak side, the right back possession. And once they overloaded that left side trying to defend, we quickly moved the ball to the right side. That's where if you look at my majority of our goals, they came from the right, coming in to being finished on our left, their right. I think that's how we were able to wallop this team. We are 8 minutes and 40 something seconds into this, and we haven't even started previewing the game ahead, man. Let's get into the game, Raps. As I said, we're playing Stellies on Sunday in the Nedbank Cup semi-final. Raps, rate Stellies' season for when this season. Rate it out of 10 and tell me why that mark.
I think it has to be 9 out of 10, man. I think that they've done very well, man. And one thing about them is that even though they lose big players, but they still manage to bounce back and do well in the league. Some teams, when they lose those big key players, the next season they struggle. But one thing about Stale is that even though they lose players, but they still manage to do well, man. And it shows that there's coaching and also the management, they are doing very well. And some of the guys that they bring into their team are players that we never heard of. So once they arrive, Coach Telis, they create names for themselves and they do very well. So I think the coach is doing very well. They've won the cup, the Carling Cup last year December, and also they are second on the log, and they are doing very well now. They will be playing the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup. So I think they are doing very well. And one thing that impressed me most about Steelers is that their stats in terms of home away, they are similar, man. In terms of they've won 14 games, 7 at home, 7 away. They've collected 49 points. 24 points were from home games and 25 points was from away games. So it shows that their stats are balanced in terms of going away and playing at home. So I think and they've done very well. I'm impressed with how they've performed. And yeah, no, I think kudos to their management and their players as well, man.
Absolutely, Abs. Uh, when you said the rating has to be, I was waiting for you. He better not say anything except for 9, because I also think it is a 9 out of 10, man. I mean, like you said, they won the Carling knockout late last year, man. They are in pole position to get that second spot that will get them to play continental football, the biggest tournament in the continent, which is the CAF Champions League. They've gone on this crazy unbeaten run of 25 games, man. So, and the thing is, they are doing this playing good football. It's so easy to get the points and not seeing what little Akai at times, But these guys, they are accumulating all these records and runs and points playing good football. You watch Stelis, you enjoy gaming Stelis, So I also think they are having a 9 out of 10 season. Speaking of this rating, what have you made of Project Stellenbosch FC, the project as a whole? Because I think now it is one of the top 2 most exciting projects in the country. I think they are a properly run club, man. Very wise in the business market. The academy is one of the best, if not the best in the country. They are 2 games away from winning the DDC for the second time. It produces quality players, man, who go on to become not just fringe players, but integral part of the first team. They sell their best players and then bring on promote these young boys, or go and get young players, unknowns, on good prices. And they recently acquired the franchise here, Metis, and they will compete in the 2024 Women's League this season. So they are doing so many things right, man. Like, they proper excite me. Club A, I'm not gonna lie, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think they are doing very well, and it looks like they will surpass most of the old teams in the PSL in terms of the development as a whole team. Like, they are doing very well in terms of the management, what happens outside the pitch, man. I think, like I've said, they will surpass most of the teams. And you look at Hore Bahlaya and or team in terms of PSL, I say Khaled Stellenbosch PSL, but what they are doing, man, and in the rate man, I think it is quite surprising, but surprising in a good way.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Before we end this segment, man, and I'm ending it on a frustrating note. 2 hours ago, I read an article, man, on Kickoff, and I hope it's true, because I'm gonna attack the person they interviewed, more in Roger Desan, because some of these articles, you have to take them with a pinch of salt. I was disturbed and annoyed and absolutely pissed pissed off, to be quite honest with what Roger Disa said, man. I think Roger Disa undermines the work that Rulani Mkwena is doing at Mamelodi Sundowns. They asked him about who deserves the coach of the season. He has his opinion. It's fine. Have your opinion. Say Thabiso deserves to be the coach of the season. But some of the things that he said, Molly, really made me believe he undermines Rulani, man. He said Steve Barker is his coach of the season. Steve Barker has an absolutely amazing season. I'm not even gonna say anything negative about Coach Steve. But he then said Steve Barker has limited resources. Why does Steve Barker have limited resources? Whose fault is it that Steve Barker has limited resources? Who owns Stellenbosch Football Club? Isn't it owned by the richest man in the country? So, he has limited resources. Yes, he's done exceptionally well with what he has. And then he says, when you enter a race with a Ferrari and you are driving against a Beetle, it is not difficult. So what is he saying? Is he saying this notion that Sundowns is Rulani is only doing well because of the material he has to his disposal is totally bull, to be honest. Sundowns for many years we've been buying players season in, season out, the best players you can think of, and we just wouldn't win the trophy. But suddenly now, our resources have now become the only reason we are winning, not the hard work that the team puts in, the shift that they put in, at training and all that, man. I was really annoyed, and I hate how such things get me so emotional, got Sundowns, and they get me so angry, man. But yeah, I needed to share that, man. I don't know if you wanna add anything else before we move on to what to expect from this game, because to me, some of these things, these comments, man, you really can tell they have nothing to do about football, but they have a lot to do about certain things, man. You wanna share? You wanna add anything?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think they have to do with certain things that we won't mention here, man. I think Rulani is a young black coach, him doing well. Sometimes it doesn't sit well with the other former coaches or current coaches. And with the style of play, his how good he is, man, doesn't sit well with the other guys, man. I think sometimes they invade that and they wished they were in that Rulani position, man. And I think for Rulani, man, he needs to improve further, man. He needs to show that he's the best in the country, not by us making him good, by how the team plays, man. I think the team, how the team plays speaks for itself, man. I think those coaches, man, sometimes it will get to a certain period or point where they'll be forced to fold arms and look at Rulani as a young black coach who's doing well and just give him a round of applause and give him the credit that he deserves without making scenarios that don't make sense. Like we are seeing that Stellenbosch, they have the resources, but it's up to the owner or what investor to a certain extent or certain degree or not. Because for an example, I can have a 10 rand and you have a 10 rand, but I can invest my 8 rand, 20 rand, when I can invest your 2 rand.
I'll see me mates with
2 rand. So it's up to you, what investor. So I think Rulani, man, needs to ignore whatever the media says or whatever a former coach says about him, and he needs to focus on the team and try to improve the team, man.
Rulani, gamela ntho ka happiness rona bona ba gamela dipelo tse bohloko ya pele. What can we expect from this game, Raps? You may go first.
I think we might expect two teams are taking each other. I think we might see an open game because of both of these two teams. They play positive football. They attack. They have a lot of numbers in attack in terms of when they attack with when they attack full combination play in a central zone. So I expect teams that will attack each other. But from Steelers, I see a team that plays collectively as a team, man. They don't rely only on offensive players. Even the guys who are playing in the middle or the guys who are playing at the back, they can contribute in terms of the team getting positive results. The defense, they are doing very well in terms of defending, and sometimes when it is needed for them to go on set pieces and get those goals, they also do so. The likes of Toure and also Basadin on set pieces and Van Rooyen giving the team the wave in terms of taking the wide channels. And also, one thing about things that I've noticed when they started a couple of seasons back, or even in the first round of the league, they were a team that relied more on pace in terms of playing behind the defense of the opponent. But recently, man, they've showed variety in terms of their attack as well as their approach. They can attack through the middle, and also they can break the lines of the middle field and also break the lines of the defense. So I think they've showed variety in terms of their attack. And one thing I've witnessed is that Reynas, they are number 9. He doesn't only sit on the box and rely on the guys to supply him. He also drops too deep and collect the ball and create spaces for other offensive players. And also, he can take shots outside the box. The goal that he scored against Polokwane City was Stellenbosch. He had to drop too deep and collect the ball and advance with the ball and take a shot. And also, the goal that he scored against TS Galaxy, I can't remember, it was the first goal or the winning goal where he dropped too deep and he dragged one of the defenders of TS Galaxy with him, and it created spaces. So I think Steelers, man, they are doing very well in all departments on the field. But with Sundowns, I think first of all we need to do well when we don't have the ball, man. I think we need to stop them in terms of getting behind us. And Stellenbosch, they will look at the clips or also the highlights of Kaizer Chiefs. Most of Kaizer Chiefs have chances. They came from Kaizer Chiefs getting behind us and exploiting the space behind our defense. So I think Stellenbosch, they will try and execute that in terms of getting behind our center backs and creating goal scoring opportunities. And I think Williams will play a crucial role in terms of reading the game. If you are playing too high, Williams needs to be at least closer to our center back, so that whenever the ball is played behind our defense, Williams is there to clear the ball or to help the defenders in terms of stopping the attack. And I think in the middle we need to outnumber them, because I think in the middle it's where we will create most chances, because of on the wave they are very strong in terms of Van Rooyen. It's difficult to outpace him and it's difficult to get behind Van Rooyen and create chances. The only thing you can create chances in that position here, Van Rooyen, is when he's absent. Alukope, you can only utilize that space, but when he's in his position, it's difficult for us to get behind him because of he has the pace to cut and to stop attack. So I think in the middle, that's where we can create chances and try to outnumber them and eliminate numbers. And I think we also need to share the ball very well when we advance with the ball to the final third. What I saw against Kaizer Chiefs more in the second half, how we shared the ball when we are approaching the final third. I think we need to do that against Stellenbosch. And Stellenbosch in defense, as much as they look good in certain games, but sometimes they don't have that bite, man. They don't close players enough to an extent. The players are forced to take a certain route in terms of the attack. So I think as Sanders, we can use that into our advantage and great goal scoring opportunities, man.
I know, man. Stellenbosch, man, they are damn good, man. They are a very good side, man. I don't say this a lot about PSL teams before we play them, but they are a damn good side, man. I think they are tactically very good. Sound positional awareness, man. A very entertaining side, and they scored the goal. But I think Sundowns will pose questions to this side. because they normally dictate terms, bonus Stellenbosch in a majority of the games that they play. Ne? But they are up against the team as Sundowns, which always dictates for any opponent, So it will be difficult for them. I really want to see how they will, what will they do different when they facing a team that will dictate terms. And Sunday will be their third huge game in a space of 6 or 7 days without a serious rotation. Whereas Rona, we have had rotation, and we have enough depth to rotate, So I wonder if they can go 90 minutes plus or even more, 30 minutes more in this game. And the same tempo because this game is gonna be it's gonna drain them. Like you said, they no longer just rely on pace, to get behind to win the games. They've become a very tactically good team. For an example, in the past final, when used to bomb a lot forward to add numerical superiority in the attack, but right now he goes when he needs to. You don't find him and Basadin on the left moving at the same time. They keep they always make sure the defense is protected. They're not outnumbers. I think because of how aggressive and touch tight and how much the two center backs love to engage in Tore and Moloisane, they get physical to the defenders. I think we should play with double tens or a 10 and 9.5, and 1 and 9 instead of two tens, two nines and one two nines and 1 10. Because I think we can kill them between the lines, because if Ribeiro positions himself the way he did against Kaizer Chiefs in the Premier League, he will help them with Zwane Mole between the lines. And they won't know the center back, the double pivot, Adams, who's been brilliant again this season. He's an exceptional season. I think he's becoming a more complete midfielder. He can play CDM, CM, CAM. I mean, you look at his stats, he has had 6 assists in the league only this season and 3 goals, which is absolutely brilliant. His hit map shows he's everywhere, him or either with Palace or Nduli. What we do in between the lines will determine where this game goes. Because if we cause them problems, they can't push forward and help the front line, the double pivot. And I think their threat will come from their amazing front three. I think they've got a brilliant front three. You have Reyners, who peels off who plays on the shoulder, the center back, and peels off. You have Tatas, who uses his pace to get behind, but is also exceptional in positioning himself in the box. You have Ora, who's I really enjoy watching that guy. He reminds me a bit of Lafort. I'm not saying he's Lafort. He reminds me of Lafort and his demeanor, Jegia Lafort, And then you have the intelligence, Dior, who always knows where to be. His positioning is exceptional, man. And I think our another threat will come from our front line, but also our bench will win us this game. Because I think the guys that have been the offensive players that they've been coming from the bench have been absolutely exceptional. Like you said, we need to overload the midfield and kill them there. And we need to be careful of Moloisane's long throws. Guys, apologies for the picture quality. Yarapelang that's deteriorating. It's getting dark and he doesn't have electricity where he is, so he can't switch on the light. So apologies. We're going towards the end. Give me your lineup, perhaps.
I'll start Williams. My back four, I'll have Mudau, Mvala, Lebusa, and Mudiba. My midfield, I'll have Ubas, Mkulisi, and Allende. Then my front three will be Lodge, Ribeiro, and Shaluli.
All right. I think there will be a lot of rotation in this game. And the guys that played so well against Chiefs, who wants that? I hope they don't take it bad, because we're just managing legs now to get through the line, So I think we'll have Williams, Mudau, Kekana, Mvala, and Lunga, Obas, Allende, and Modiba in midfield, Ribeiro, Zwane, and Shalulile in attack. I think those are the changes we'll make, not because the guys played bad, but because we just freshening things up, and they can come the second half, and help us kill off the games. Complexion.
I think the game will finish 2-2 and we'll win it on penalties.
Dude, you literally have the same prediction as me. I'll send you a picture after those shoot. Then I think it will end at 2-2 and we'll go through on penalties. Guys, thank you for watching. Please continue to subscribe and spreading the word, man. The next time you will see us will be on Monday when we bring you the preview of our Game Week 25 match away to Golden Arrows on Wednesday. Once again, apologies for the deteriorating picture quality of Rappeland. It's getting dark and it doesn't have electricity where he is right now because he decided to leave civilization and go to the Bundu. Until next time, sharp, Masanda, sharp, Raps.
Sharp, Masana, sharp.